Well, live from the THV 11 studio, early reports indicate that there was an EF0 tornado north of the Little Rock Air Force Base on Thursday. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jurnee Taylor. With me is meteorologist Tracy Bean to break down the forecast and what happened all yesterday. Tracy, tell us more.
All right. Yeah, we have been dealing with those scattered storms. We've not had a really high level severe weather risk. In fact, yesterday it was marginal. And that's why we always say to be careful with that as well, just because we may not be what we're calling that 4 out of 5 or 3 out of 5 from the Storm Prediction Center. Marginal just means, again, it's certainly possible. Now, today we are still looking at those scattered storms. Yesterday was a little bit more widespread. There's a bit more instability yesterday, but we did have storm damage near the Little Rock Air Force Base, just north of that. This is from Tammy Caswell. Thank you very much. We see some damage of this tree. Now, early reports do confirm from the National Weather Service, and we should receive some more information later today, we're hoping. But preliminary, we have an EF0, and this was around 4 o'clock yesterday, but it was just a very quick spin up. It was one of those that happened almost immediately, and as quick as it was beginning to rev up, it was gone. So again, we are still keeping an eye on these types of things, but even when we're in that time frame of just that 1 out of 5, that marginal category, we still have to keep an eye on things because that just means the ingredients are there. But we're going to continue to see the rain chances as we're heading into the weekend, but the good news is it will considerably go down as we're heading into the early part of next week, and then it's going to get hot, friends. So go ahead and start drinking that water because you're going to need it by the end of next week. We'll talk more about that forecast and what to expect in just a few minutes.
All right, Tracy, thank you. Well, the most viewed story on THV 11 explains why hundreds of protests are planned for tomorrow opposing presidential policy. Thousands of anti-troop demonstrators will take to the streets tomorrow across America. The organization No Kings say in all 50 states there will be representation of some sort resisting the Trump administration. One woman putting together a protest in Arkansas says it's their way of getting the attention of those chosen to lead.
What we're looking for is for our elected officials to do their job and uphold the Constitution and hold elected officials accountable.
At least a dozen events are scheduled in Arkansas tomorrow, including in Fayetteville, Hot Springs, and even here in the capital city. We turn now to an update on the high-profile shooting at Park Plaza Mall, which ended in the death of a woman in January. The person accused in that fatal shooting is 18-year-old Abdel Rahman Ahmed Salam. He's charged with the capital murder of Cynthia Gregory after authorities accused him of shooting her in the mall parking lot. Salam is pleading not guilty, but THV 11 has learned he is ordered to remain in custody until the trial starts. There are more details to report on a traffic standstill along I-40 from earlier this week. We told you the standstill happened after a man wanted in Michigan was spotted. We have since learned the man was Felipe Milan Gomez. With the assistance of U.S. Marshals, Arkansas troopers managed to stop Gomez. Reports say the man then got out of the car with a weapon, prompting troopers to open fire, killing him. Jacksonville police are investigating the theft of rare comic books worth thousands of dollars. Zach Hayes owns the comic book Survivor store and expressed his devastation after realizing someone broke into his shop and stole $30,000 in collectible comic books. Hayes says he's taken it personal as police work to find the person responsible.
He literally broke our back door and went straight to the most expensive things that we have in the store. And it's not just the book itself, it's also the condition that book is in. When you talk about a book from 1963 that looks like you pulled it off the shelf today, you can't find that anywhere. And we had those taken.
Authorities are working off surveillance footage captured in the store to find the crook's identity. Anyone with information should contact local police. Well, several years of planning to supply Arkansas with educational resources for veterinary medicine has come to fruition. Lyon College spent Thursday putting shovels into the dirt on land where one of the first of 2 veterinarian schools will be built in Arkansas. The school president, Dr. Melissa Tavener, says they're planning to fuel the growth of homegrown talent. There's hopes of getting that same talent into the field, working in and across the natural state.
We're excited about being able to educate homegrown folks. When you are educated at home, you tend to stay, but you also understand the need of your community more than someone from the outside.
Students will witness a first-of-its-kind experience with the vet teaching hospital housed in the same building as Cabot Animal Support. Well, she lost her son, then met the child who lives on in his honor. In this week's Emotional Feel Good Friday, how a tragic end to one life cycle is continuing on to another.